whilst Kirkes is doing his belly slide. Bloody hell, Arne Slot's being made to walk the plank. Why on earth has he dropped to the 6-yard box? The ball comes out to Cody, the attack ends here. Gakpo, the Liverpool Cival War. Right, hello everybody, welcome back to The Golden Sky. I'm Tom. There is a lot going on at Liverpool at the moment, so in today's video, I am first going to start with a tactical analysis of the Leeds game, the 3-3 draw from the weekend, and at the end, I will talk about the Liverpool Cival War, Salah versus Slot. So if you just want to see that, that'll be at the end of the video. If you want to see the tactics part of the video, that's going to be now. If you want to see it all, watch it all. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting off then with the Leeds 3, Liverpool 3 tactical analysis of this game. Picking up right here with an early Liverpool press. And what's interesting about this game is on rewatch, it became pretty clear to me that what we actually tried to play in this game was actually a diamond. For the first time, really, it was a bit more of a diamond this season than what we've seen. And it was more of a diamond with Szoboszlai coming infield off the right-hand side. We often, well, in the last few games, we've thought of him as more of a right winger, replacing Salah in the team. He was definitely shifted more inside in this game as sort of a right-sided midfielder. And then it was Jones was the left-sided midfielder, with Gravenberch deeper, and Wirtz was actually the number 10, the point of the diamond, with Ekitike and Gakpo sort of split strikers to a certain extent. Wirtz was, as you can see, is the most advanced here, the more central player leading the press in a lot of situations, and that's what we see here. And I've started the clips with this one because I wanted to highlight the antithesis of what we did in this game versus our previous game against Sunderland. You'll see in that game we were at home, we sat off really deep, there was a lot of criticism thrown at Liverpool for doing that. In this game, total opposite. We go really high press, quite intense, quite a decent press at times. And it actually helped us in certain situations. And it was just interesting that we're doing different things. Clearly, Slot is trying to find the right balance of what he wants to do. And I'm not sure he knows himself what he wants the team to do. I think he's trying to find the right formula. So anyway, let's get into it. Wirtz pressing here. The ball goes across to the other centre-back. You can see Ekitike shuffling over. And you do sort of see the diamond. I'll draw it, even though it's a little skew-whiff here. But we've sort of got the diamond shape with Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Jones, and Wirtz. That's kind of what it was. Ekitike pressing with actual intent. That's the difference. He's actually pressing to try and tackle here. That's much better than what we've seen. And what we see is Conor Bradley also vacating that right back position to come and press right up on Gudmundsson here as well. So he comes really high up the pitch. He's pressing. Jones is already proactive. Jones is an excellent presser, as I've spoke about many times for Liverpool. He's probably, Szoboszlai aside, our best presser. He's already seen where this next pass is going towards Ampadu. He's there. The moment Ampadu takes that first touch, this is what I criticised Gravenberch for in the Sunderland video, for not being on the press when the opponent takes the first touch. It makes it really difficult to then be able to get your next pass away. And that's what we see here. Ampadu kicks the ball long. We end up with possession. It forced to Gravenberch in a bit of space. He's able to play the ball forward. It comes to Ekitike. Lovely little touch on his chest. This is about the best picture I could get, guys. It's very difficult. On his chest, down to Wirtz, and we get into this situation where we can play. Now, nothing comes of this attack, but I've just put this in just to show the opposite nature of the way we approach this game and how it led to actual benefits. This is something I want us to do more of all the time. Press with intent, press to actually tackle, and you'll reap the benefits. Leeds are not a good side, and we can easily win the ball off them like this. Now, the other side of the game that I've been very, very, very critical of this season is our build-up. So let's have a little look at our build-up in this one. We see, again, it's not a perfect diamond here, but we see the general shape of it. Szoboszlai tucked in field. He's not out here. This is the position we would see Salah in if he was playing. Conor Bradley is giving us that width on the right-hand side. We've got Wirtz at the point of the diamond, the furthest forward, number 10 position. Szoboszlai the right hand side, like we've already said. Jones is kind of split onto the left, and then Gravenberch is in a more straight position, just based on the nature of where the ball is. We see that formation again. Van Dijk plays Gravenberch the ball. He actually got on the ball a bit more in this game, in this kind of area, which was good to see. That does help us when he does that, and when he doesn't stand here and hide behind the striker. That's much better when he actually shows for the ball. Gets onto it. Now we see Szoboszlai telling Gravenberch to pass Konate the ball. This is, again, a contradiction to where we were last game against Sunderland, when we actively tried to not pass Konate the ball. This was back on the menu, apparently, in this game. Nevertheless, Gravenberch takes a few many touches, for my liking. Doesn't want to pass Konate the ball, turns around, goes back to Van Dijk. Okay, it's not the end of the world. Van Dijk now can easily find Jones. Leeds weren't really all that interested in pressing us. It wasn't that difficult to get out. He can find Jones. He can just travel forward with the ball. Lots and lots of space. We see Kerkez narrow because Gakpo's holding that width. This always happens with Kerkez and Gakpo. Jones tries to thread this one through for Kerkez to run onto. It's well cut out by Stack in the Leeds midfield. And I've left this in because this is what you get playing this diamond, the reaction of Dominic Szoboszlai when we lose the ball here. That Mo Salah, if he's playing in this position or in this formation, this just doesn't happen. And this is why I think Arne Slot is trying to find these solutions. We'll talk more about Salah and Slot later in the video, like I've already said. But for now, we're just focusing purely on this game. And you see what happens. Stack makes a break forward, tries to play a pass to Calvert-Lewin, and Szoboszlai's ran from about here straight back into midfield to intercept the pass and regain possession for Liverpool. It's really, really good from Dom Sobo. And that's why he's the only real player who's had a season above expectations, because things like this for Liverpool. However, I did want to put this in from... This is just one image that you're going to see of the game. There's no clip following this image, but I wanted to put it in to show how boring and how lacking of a focal point sometimes our attacks can be. Here's our striker out on the right wing. Okay, here's Szoboszlai at DM with Gravenberch and Wirtz just in front. Our right back's tucked inside. Jones is shown for the ball, and here's our left back. We have nobody at all in this area of the pitch. Nobody. There's no one to hit. There's no one to make a run. It's so easy to defend against. It's very stale. It's very stagnant. This is a problem for me. I think our football is way too easy to defend against at times because we don't have players who are willing to make runs in behind. Everyone wants to come towards the ball. Think of the players we've got on the pitch here. Ekitike, he will make the odd run in behind, but mostly he wants to come to the ball. Gravenberch, Wirtz, Szoboszlai, they all want to come to the ball. None of them are going to make runs in behind like this. Gakpo's not going to make many runs in behind like this. Kerkez will make the odd one, but he's a left back. Jones certainly isn't going to do it. There's nobody who's going to be here, or like we've seen a lot of times with Salah and Mane in the past, making these out to in run, into out runs, or whatever you want to call it. It's more of an into out run, isn't it? Gakpo the same on the other side, or even just a striker who wants to maybe peel off the blind side of the defender and collect this ball maybe over the top like this from Van Dijk. It's a bit of a problem. What we do have, though, is Ekitike, who was excellent in this game, and I will constantly highlight him throughout this video of how good he was. Ignore the download the Premier League app. Which side is it? There that you're seeing. Not an ad. Just couldn't get it off the screen when I was taking these screenshots. So apologies, that's going to be on for a few clips. But Ekitike here, this is what he's very good at. He receives the ball. His link-up play is excellent. Controls it. Can he bring others into play? Yes, he can. He brings Gravenberch into play. This is something we haven't seen Gravenberch do a lot of in recent weeks or months, even at this point. And that's that gliding nature of him, gliding through midfield into space. Takes this first touch really well. Past Ampadu, just completely takes him out of the game. Something we really haven't seen. And now we see we've got runners. So Szoboszlai is now making a run in behind. Bradley's trying to get down the line. Wirtz and Ekitike trying to join the attack. Even Kerkez and Jones are running forward. It just opens up the whole game. That positive touch from Gravenberch. But the ball comes out to Cody. The attack ends here. Gakpo, who receives it on the left, and you already know what he's going to do, guys. I don't need to tell you. Kirkaz even knows what he's going to do. He doesn't bother running round. On this occasion, he cuts inside and actually passes it to Jones rather than have a shot. And Jones has the shot for him, and we get really unlucky that this ball ends up hitting the bar. Now, this has all come from good work from Ekatike, linking up the play, and good work from Gravenberch, gliding forward, breaking the lines, being positive, dribbling the ball, something we haven't seen a lot of from him this season. Now, here again, we see more from Szoboszlai and more pressing from Liverpool in this first half. So, Roden with the ball, we see Gakpo making a little push towards him. How many times in that Sunderland game did we see Gakpo stood at left back holding Robbo's hand? Not the case in this game. Confusing why we're switching so I don't know what the word is, viciously, I want to say. You understand what I mean, between tactics game by game, but we are trying to find something that works. The ball comes to Ampadu, Szoboszlai right on his heels, forcing him to make a tough pass into Bogle. And then Kirkaz, you're not going to get much time when Kirkaz is on the pitch. That's one thing about Kirkaz for absolutely sure. He just smashes Bogle, wins the ball, good tackle, and we're away. Szoboszlai on it again, really good from him, carries the ball just at the right time, releases it, finds Gakpo. Now, again, this is where Gakpo is falling under heavy criticism at the minute. He's just not playing well. Good opportunity here. Can he get his first touch out of his feet and maybe curl it in this far corner? Can Ekatike make a burst to the back post? Maybe Gakpo can find him. Instead, his first touch takes him really wide. It's a poor first touch. He has to hit it with his left foot, and he just balloons it out of play, gives nobody a chance, and we waste this really good opportunity that we had from a bit of pressing from Szoboszlai and Kirkaz. Now, again here, more good work from Szoboszlai, and this is why, again, he's in the team instead of Salah at the minute, in my opinion. This is because Salah Slot is prioritising that defensive shape, trying to find a solution for why we're conceding so many goals. It didn't work in this game. We still conceded 3, but it works in the first half at least, and that's Szoboszlai again at his best here. He's pressing the first tackle, it's Stack, he's in there again. Stack just about gets the ball away from him, but Szoboszlai's not done there. The engine on this fella is just unbelievable. He is genuinely like, I don't even know, what kind of car just never runs out of petrol? I don't know. If you know the answer, that's what Szoboszlai is. He comes back, makes this tackle, and he's not done there. Takes the ball out of the fence, looks to spring a counter-attack, lovely pass, over to Gakpo again. Cody, the attack ends here. Gakpo gets onto the ball. Great position again for Gakpo. You know, one-on-one with Roden. Can he burst past him? Maybe get it on his left foot, have a shot. Can he even get across him? No, of course not. He runs inside, takes the touch across Roden, who knows it's coming, because the whole entire world knows it's coming. Honestly, there's been nothing more obvious than this in the history of the planet. Gakpo's going to cut inside from this situation. All the Leeds players know it. Bogle knows it. He gets himself back. Look where Gakpo ends up. He's had to run backwards to try and get his shot off, and it ends up harmlessly trickling wide of the post and not phasing Perry in the net. This is why it's so disappointing that he keeps playing, and these are why questions are being asked of Slot, and why Salah in particular is asking the questions. We'll talk more about this later, like I've said a couple of times in more detail, but the fact Cody Gakpo keeps getting picked is certainly irritating Mo Salah. Whether you like it or not, it's irritating me as well, and I bet you it's irritating you. Okay, second half now. This is actually our goal. So the game explodes to life after a pretty drab first half, in all honesty. And it's not of our own doing, because we looked a little bit better in that first half, but still below standards for me. And Leeds give us a lifeline where, again, a press. We see, again, the diamond here. It's pretty obvious in this situation with the split strikers, Gakpo and Ekatike. Vert's pressing. He did a good job of leading the press in this game. It comes to Roden. He just plays a really poor pass, and Ekatike is on his toes, breaks away from, I think it's Ampadu who's trying to get back at him. Comes into the penalty area. Strauch's trying to get back, but can't. Ekatike sets himself beautifully. Lovely composure. Rolls it into this bottom corner. Liverpool go 1-0 up. It's clinical. It's why Ekitike has to be in the team every week. At the minute, he is performing. Not many players are, so he has to be playing wherever he plays. And there's more from him here. This time, Konate, let's give him credit where it's due. A really good forward ball from Ibrahima Konate in this situation. Into the channels, Ekitike, this is what I'm saying. Makes a run in behind. We don't get enough of this from our players at the minute. Makes a run in behind, gets on the shoulder. He's fighting with Biol, trying to get across him. Can he get a shot away? Something like that. He actually goes down. He wants a penalty. You can see he's left in the 6-yard box. But what I like about Ekitike here is he doesn't moan. In fact, you can't see him because I'm in the way. He's just here. You can see his feet. He doesn't moan. He doesn't lie on the ground pretending he's injured. He gets himself back up and he gets himself back into the action. And that's why he scores the goal that he scores. And it comes again from Dominic Szoboszlai. Now, it's easy to miss this when you watch the game live, but on a rewatch, you notice these things. The referee doesn't give the penalty. Leeds roll the ball out and Szoboszlai is right in pressing again. It comes to Gudmundsson and Bradley also eager to win the ball back. Does so. Wins it back. Ekitike gets himself back on side just about. Bradley with a really good cross, to be fair to him. And we go 2-0 up. And the game from there was dead. And we had even more chances to kill it further. Ekitike, again, this time, defensively picks the ball up, shows more qualities, carries the ball forward. He's an excellent, excellent ball carrier, but doesn't just stop there, uses it, finds Szoboszlai, who, again, is basically a marathon runner, full-time, part-time footballer at this point. Szoboszlai finds Ekitike again. One touch on his left foot, and then another on his right to move it out to Gakpo. It's crisp, really good link-up play from Ekitike. And Gakpo, again, guys, you already know what he's going to do. I've not even left the clip in. He cuts inside, he has a shot, Perry saves it. It's a decent effort, we don't score. These are wasted chances where we have to be more clinical. We have to expect more. I mean, this is a brilliant chance on the counter. He's got to be more clinical. And then things just go down the drain. I mean, they really do. They go from cruising, Liverpool are on a boat, party time, it's an absolute cruise, to, oh my God, someone's gone overboard and bloody hell, Salah Slot's being made to walk the plank. Because this is disastrous, how we spend the next 5 minutes. Now, I've given Ekitike some praise in this video. I'm going to criticise him here. He's following Stack, but once Stack plays this ball to Gnonto, Ekitike switches off. You can see he just completely leaves him. And maybe you might argue it's not, or it shouldn't be, the striker's job to run back to right back. I'd agree with you. We should have a better structure defensively, but we don't. Now, I want to look here at this Muppet in the middle. Now, why on earth, I genuinely can't get my head around this, is there so much space here? Surely, I'm not a defender, guys, but surely he has to be, instead of here where he is, maybe here? Maybe. You can even bring Gravenberch back if you want someone to stand there. I just feel like there's too much room. And Stack collects the ball and finds Gnonto in that exact space where I thought Konate should have been. He's too deep here. But we do get players around the ball. Szoboszlai, Gomez, McAllister, Konate to an extent. They're around the ball. But Gnonto dribbles it down the line. But there's no danger. There really isn't any danger here, guys. It's about as dangerous as someone punching you with a marshmallow. It's not going to hurt. There's no danger here. A flump to the skull. If you know what a flump is, if you're from the UK and you've had a flump, then you'll know. You'll understand that reference. It's not going to hurt, okay? For those of you who don't know what a flump is, it's essentially a big, elongated marshmallow, right? And you could buy them from the shop. I don't even think they're sold anymore. They're probably discontinued. Anyway, that's enough flump talk for today. Konate slides in and absolutely wellies Gnonto in the leg. And I honestly couldn't understand why. It flatters to deceive. Why does he do this? I don't know. I couldn't explain it. But this one is even more unexplainable for me. He gives the penalty away. It happens. Whether you like it or not, guys, it can happen. Players can make rash tackles. We still shouldn't concede this one. And this, for me, is as big an error from him as the first goal. And you only notice again how bad it is when you watch it with a calm head after the fact. Just look at this. Aronson has the ball. Now, we're chilling. There's not really a lot of danger here, really. Konate is in a fine position. He's got his eyes on Stack. Everything's good. Stack's going to score this goal, by the way, in about 5 seconds, right? Gomez is in a fine position because he's got to be wary of Goodmanson. Gravenberch has got his eyes on the situation. I might argue you want Gravenberch here, but he also has to be wary of Gnonto, so understand this position. Don't really have an issue with that at all. But what Konate does is genuinely some of the most confusing defending I've ever seen. It's like trying to crack the Da Vinci Code, watching him defend here. Why on earth has he dropped to the 6-yard box? Somebody please tell me. Look where he is here. He's on the edge of his box. He's just ran backwards to the 6-yard box. Why? Somebody tell me. I honestly could not tell you why he does this. Why he's not here, pressed right up against Stack. Aronson wouldn't pass Stack this ball if Konate was here. And if he did, Konate could get really tight to him. Stack wouldn't be able to turn. There'd be no danger. But what happens instead is because Konate is off, God knows where. Honestly, he could be anywhere. He could be in Narnia. He could be in bloody hell. Name anywhere. Where's the Lord of the Rings based? I don't know. I've never seen it. He could be there. Is it Mordor? He could be in Mordor, right? But he's not. He stood in Elland Road, in Elland Road's 6-yard box. Why? I have no idea. Also, he's obsessed with putting his hands in his chest or behind his back. Obsessed with it. He's already doing it here. This is a not normal way to defend. Okay? I'm going to criticise Jones here as well. He's too desperate to try and get back involved in the play. Makes himself really easy to get past. Stack just skins him on the inside. And then we see Konate coming out with his arms tucked into his chest, turning his back. It's a pathetic way to try and make a block. Van Dijk's similar, to be honest, but he's never going to get there. I don't really know what this is from Van Dijk. Stack wrong foots everybody, goes back to the near post. Good finish from him. And it was 2-2 in 5 minutes. Panic at the Disco. Except Liverpool showed a bit of fight back. We actually showed a bit of resilience for one of the few times this season, especially in the last few months. And it's a simple goal. And it's crazy when you see how simple it can be for us to score a goal. You think, why aren't we just doing it all the time? Jones plays the ball into Gravenberch, who's found some space in the middle of the pitch. Way too much space from Leeds, but Gravenberch finds it, makes himself available, gets onto it. You've got Kirkes is doing slip and slide just for a laugh, but Gravenberch, whilst Kirkes is doing his belly slide, plays the ball forward into McAllister. Good forward pass, good forward runs from the players. Then the genius comes from McAllister, lets the ball run under his legs. I don't know if you got a shout from Szoboszlai or not, but it makes the goal. Goodmanson is so sure McAllister's going to get it. He doesn't see Szoboszlai on his blind side. The ball rolls through to Szoboszlai. It's too late for any Leeds players to get back. And Sobo just took the ball in the far corner for a good finish. And that should have been game over, but it wasn't. Although we had one more chance to really make sure it was game over. And again, it comes through Dominic Kipchoge on this right wing. McAllister this time with the ball, plays it to him. This is 5 minutes to go. He legs forward, wins the ball again. Gets onto the ball again. Wins it before, I think it's Strauch gets there. Plays it inside to Gomez. Gets clattered for his troubles. But Gomez here, all he has to do is run forward. He could actually score here, Gomez, if he wanted. It's on. I mean, it is on. But if Roden comes across, Gomez can just roll it across. And Alexander Isak, Alexander Isak, the fourth most expensive signing in history, could maybe get onto it for a tap-in. But Gomez thinks, I'm going to shore up the game. And he turns around and we set off with a free kick. And you can see the reaction of some of our players. Jones, arms out. Isak, arms out. They're not happy. They want to know, what on earth are you thinking, Joey G? Come on, Joey Sideburns. Screw your head on, lad, because it leads to this. And this is the corner. Now, Stacker's just took the corner. The ball's here. I just want you to focus. I'm going to have to move myself for this. I want you to focus on Tanaka, right? Tanaka's here at this back post. okay? Nobody is with him, and you'll see this better in a second. Nobody is with him. Stacked up the corner. The ball falls to him. Again, nobody is with him. Let's come back on the screen here. Tanaka, completely free at the back post, can just pop the ball into the net. It's shocking defending. But this photo is the most alarming. Saka hasn't even took the corner yet. He's not even ready. Here's Tanaka. Not a Liverpool player in sight. I mean, seriously, who is marking him? Who is saying, you know, lads, our Tanaka is over here. Probably should have someone near him. I get we've got this zonal set up. I get it. But this is just not acceptable. And this is why we keep conceding set pieces. Another one in this game conceded. I don't know how many it is this season now. It must be like 1 million at this point. But again, we concede, and that was Liverpool 3, Leeds 3. And that's going to end the tactical analysis part of this video. Okay, so I did say at the start of this video, I'm going to touch a little bit on the Mo Salah Arne Slot situation and give my thoughts on the whole situation, really. So I'm just going to talk, and who knows what might come out. But for me, when I look at the situation as a whole, I personally think Mo Salah should not have come out and said what he said in public. Maybe he shouldn't have said that, or shouldn't have said it in public anyway. We don't know for sure that Salah has not already said this in private to Arne Slot. We don't know the details. There's probably a lot we don't know, is my thinking on this, guys. There's probably a lot we don't know about what's going on in that dressing room right now between not just Salah and Slot, but other players. I can't imagine it's a very happy-go-lucky dressing room at the minute. Despite what Alisson is telling me in pressers, saying the mood in camp is as good as it can be at this moment in time. I love you, Ali, but I think you'd be happy if the world was on fire, as long as you have a Barbie and a guitar. So there's that. I don't think he should have said it. However, looking at what he actually said, and what his gripe seems to be, is that he feels he is being blamed by being benched, made an example of, is maybe a better way to put it, for Liverpool's bad form. That's how he feels, clearly. Him saying he feels thrown under the bus, he's clearly saying the manager, or whoever it might be, but it's got to be the manager, is making an example of him, blaming it on him, saying, well, Salah's out of the team. And the reason why he feels that is because you've got players, and it's not just these players, but I'm going to single them out, like Cody Gakpo, who, by the way, is injured for a few weeks. If you haven't already seen that news, Slot confirmed in the presser today. And Ibrahima Konate, who are playing worse or just as bad as Salah, however you want to put it, yet they play every game, start pretty much every week, and Salah has had 45 minutes in the last 3 games. That is Salah's gripe, and I don't personally think that's an unfair gripe to have. I struggle to believe there's a world where Mo Salah has been so bad this season that he deserves 45 minutes in our last 3 games, because our team has not been, let's be honest, our team has not been firing on all cylinders. Now, Slot said he didn't like the way we played against Forest and PSV. So against West Ham, he used an extra midfielder, and we win. So good stuff. Salah doesn't play at all. Okay, fair enough. It was a surprise then that he was on the bench against Sunderland. He played 45 minutes. I thought he was okay against Sunderland. Now, we weren't great as a team against them, but I like that he got on the ball, I like that he tried to make things happen. I think he was better than Gakpo. I think he was better than a lot of players in that team. He then doesn't play any minutes against Leeds, and then the interview comes out. It's a bombshell. It really is. Now, my thoughts on it, on where I stand, if I'm more Salah or Slot, I mean, I'm going to put it simply to you guys. If I have to back either Mo Salah or Arne Slot, I back Mo Salah every day of the week. For me, Salah is, well, this is not just for me, this is a fact. Mo Salah is one of the biggest legends Liverpool have ever had. He's one of our best ever players. For me, he's our 3rd best ever player. So that's kind of the ilk where I hold him in my mind, behind Dalglish and Gerrard, for those wondering. I think of the longevity, the goals he's scored. He's our third all-time top goal scorer. He's won every trophy. He said this himself in the interview last season. He won Player of the Year, top goal scorer, top assist provider, all these individual accolades. He will feel in his mind like he did so much to win us that title, which he did. It cannot be disputed. And as a result, he will feel disrespected by Arne Slot for the way he's been treated. Now, if you think that he's overreacting because he's only been on the bench 3 times and he needs to, suck it up and not be, not react this way and sort of, behave more professionally, I think that's a totally fair leg to stand on. And I don't necessarily disagree that Salah has acted unprofessionally here. What I am saying and where I stand is that if Mo Salah is forced out of the club, which it looks like is happening, he's not travelling to Inter Milan at all. Arne Slot said his reaction to being told that was a short one. I'd love to know what he said because I can't imagine it was anything nice. And the plan is apparently for him to return to the squad against Brighton, a game which he has invited his family to. Now, he's going to AFCON after Brighton. All signs to me are pointing towards that's going to be his last game. And I'll be honest, guys, if Mo Salah is forced out of the club, whether he plays or not against Brighton, if he's forced out of the club in this circumstance, I'm going to be absolutely gutted. And then, if Arne Slot is then unable to turn this around, which at the minute I'm struggling to believe that he will be able to, then I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be really pissed off at Arne Slot for this situation. Because in that situation, then we will have not only lost Mo Salah in horrendously sad circumstances. Let's not forget, 3 months ago, this was a player who said he was dreading coming back to work because of the loss of Diogo Jota, who scored the last goal in our first game of the season and then spent about 10 minutes on the pitch crying his eyes out, clapping the fans at the end of the game. Let's not forget this. But if Salah is forced out in this manner, just for us to then lose the manager that we backed instead of Salah, I will be really annoyed. And here's another point to this, is that in what Salah has done, I actually think he's almost forced Liverpool to keep Arne Slot. He's actually going to have the adverse effect of maybe what he wants to happen is going to happen. Because Liverpool at this point, I can tell you this for a 100% fact, they are not going to sack the manager because of what Mo Salah has said. It certainly will not happen. And it almost feels like they've been put in a position now where they can't sack the manager. At least not right now, because then it will look to the outside world and maybe to other players inside the club like you have the ability and the authority within Liverpool to criticise the manager, and you will be given power over them and they can be forced out by player power. Now, I don't agree with that. I don't think that should happen. I don't think players should be able to speak out to sack managers that they're currently playing for. However, I don't necessarily believe that Arne Slot is the right man at the minute for Liverpool. I have not enjoyed the football for a long time. Our run has been terrible. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's not just this season. It's something like 15 wins in 33 games, guys. It's really, really bad for a long period of time. So if Salah had just stayed quiet and we lose to Inter Milan, which we will do tomorrow, I'm pretty confident we will, and then Brighton rolls around, if he loses that, I think it would have been really difficult to keep Slot if we lose both those games. At this point, I think it's way more likely that we now lose Salah in January and Slot stays. We've seen the articles. The club, for now, seems to be backing on a Slot. Now, I think if you're thinking that means he's not going to get sacked at all, no matter what happens, we could lose every game, I think you are a little bit delusional. The club are not going to come out and say, well, he's got 2 games and he's got to win them both. They're not going to do that in public. They're going to always publicly state that they back the manager. That is always going to happen, regardless of what the situation is. But we've seen the hit pieces. Paul Joyce, an article yesterday, I read it all. It was a scathing breakdown, completely biased article. Didn't even try to hide which side he's on. Attacking Mo Salah, really. And I feel like this is why Salah also feels so hard done by, is that He mentioned in the interview that when he doesn't score for a few games, everyone gets onto him saying, oh, you know, Mo Salah's out of form, Mo Salah hasn't scored, and he gets a lot of criticism. And he does. He gets a lot of criticism when he doesn't score for a few games. It's happened this season, despite the fact he's actually scored as many goals in the Premier League as Gakpo. I think he's scored one less than Ekitike now after his brace the other day. And we're all saying how good Ekitike's been, and we're all saying how bad Salah's been. And what he said was, there was a period where Harry Kane didn't score for 10 goals and everyone 10 games, and in the media everyone is saying, oh, don't worry, Harry Kane's a top player, he'll come good. And I think Salah wants that same respect, and to be honest, I think he deserves it, and I think he's never been shown the respect that he deserves by our fan base, and I think it's pretty scandalous, to be honest with you. I think he's one of our best ever players and he doesn't get anywhere near the credit that he deserves. But you're well within your own right to make up your mind on the whole situation. In my opinion, if I had it my own way, he wouldn't have said what he'd have said, and maybe Slot would have gone before Salah goes, but it certainly feels now like one of them has to go. I don't think this situation is going to be resolved amicably, because the only way that can happen to me is if Salah comes and apologises, and he will not apologise for this. I can tell you that for 100% guarantee. So it looks as though Mo Salah is not going to travel to Italy. Well, he isn't travelling to Italy, and then he might play his last game on Saturday against Brighton for Liverpool. If he doesn't play in that game and Liverpool are losing, that is going to be one hostile atmosphere. Let me tell you that much. If Salah's on the bench and Liverpool are losing, I mean, even if we're not losing, the chants for Salah are going to be loud on Saturday. We're at home. They're going to be loud. There's a lot of fans out there who support him. I'm one of those. If I was going to be there on Saturday, I would also be chanting for him. And if we're losing and Arne Slot doesn't bring him on, it will be really, really bad at Anfield. I mean, there will be a lot of backlash if that happens. So we need results. And who knows, it'll be a really sad ending if Salah is to leave Liverpool this way. But I think I've rambled enough there. My thoughts are, maybe Salah shouldn't have said it, but if it's up to me, I back Mo Salah over Arne Slot every day of the week. I feel like he deserves more respect. I think he's earned more respect at Liverpool than Arne Slot has. I really do believe that. However, the reality of the situation is the club will not prioritise Salah over Slot. That will not happen. Salah will go before Slot every day of the week. And it looks like that is the more likely situation at the minute. So that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Tactics video plus a bit of a rambly ending. I do hope you did enjoy, and if you did enjoy, please do leave a like on the video. Let's get to 20 likes. You've been hitting that target easily last few videos, so let's hit it again. Would really appreciate that. And subscribe to the channel. We're getting closer and closer to 250 subscribers. We're really not far away now, so if you are new around here, click subscribe. Let's get to 250. Hope you enjoyed the video today. A bit of a mashup because I don't have all that much time to make videos with the games coming so thick and fast. Inter Milan tomorrow, so the ratings will be after the game, probably published around midnight, because that's when the game will finish. And as fast as I can get the ratings out to you, they will be out. So that's it for today, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you did enjoy, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Goodbye.